And we are back live from Fridley, Minnesota for the 61st United States Handball Association's four-wall National Handball Championships.
0-0.
With Aaron Garner from Portland, Oregon now, and his Portland, Oregon teammate, Matt Steele. Serving first to Tommy Little and Dan Armijo.
Aaron Garner and Matt Steele here representing the Portland Multnomah Athletic Club. They won the championship. And
1-0.
Out there at that prestigious venue. Really an unheralded team there. Dave Vincent, Aaron Garner,
2-0.
Matt Steele. They're the pride of the Pacific Northwest. That used to be your stomping grounds, Dave, and no longer. You're now the joke of the Southwest.
That actually is no joke, and I luckily got out just when they got good.
I was speaking more about personally, but okay.
I don't think it was going to make it.
I do. Disagree with
I don't think that was going to make
Navy
it.
SEAL. Yeah.
That ball would not make it to the front wall.
I disagree.
3-0.
3-0. Aaron Garner, Allen's brother, serving. And his doubles partner, Matt Steele.
That's a nice looking shot there. If Tommy Little makes that shot, crafty shot there.
Spelled S-T-E-E-L-E. In case you're at home trying to put it on your scoreboard, scorecard. I know that we have fans like Robert Fox in Ireland who tracks every shot where this location is. Trying to take Gene Kazumoto's job.
Zero serves 4.
My wife actually has a scoreboard up above the TV in the living room. She just inserts all the names there in the corresponding times.
Second man.
She was really looking forward to this one, Dave. She likes singles, but
doubles is her game.
0-4.
When you get Mini Bombshell in there, the ladies take notice.
They call him the Lady Killer.
4-0.
They actually call him TMB, the Mini Bombshell.
My name for him is Double Aaron. Score here is
5-0.
5-0 with Garner Steele serving to Armijo Little.
Aaron served.
You have to think
5-0.
it'll be very difficult here for Dan the Hand and Tommy Little, coming off their best tournament respectively.
Second man.
In singles. It was Dan Armijo shocking Emmett the
5-0.
Rock Peixote. And there's
Out.
Matt Steele hitting the ball into the ground. But and it was Tommy Little pushing Dave Chapman to a tiebreaker. Both guys playing some very hard matches here already in singles, and now here they are in the doubles court the very next day. Aaron Garner playing Nadi Alvarado Jr. Aaron won his first round singles match against hometown favorite Joe Hagan.
Two serves 5.
That's Dan Armijo hitting that kill shot. I almost think that, and you're going to disagree with me, that this would be a better team if they switched over and let Tommy play the right side and Dan play the left.
I think traditionally they do play that way, but Dan Armijo telling me that he's just exhausted, completely spent here this week.
And it's not because I think Dan's a better player than Tommy. I just think Tommy's crafty enough on that right side to do some serious damage. Tommy seems to be like a player that you think would be an excellent right side guy for someone like Dave Chapman.
Well, I think everyone does pretty well with Dave Chapman as their partner.
Except for me.
Even if they're standing in the back corner of the court.
Five serves 3. Second man. Five serves 3.
5 serves 3.
Three serves 5.
Tommy Little with a sloppy air there off the back wall.
3 serves 5.
Matt Steele with a nice dig and a nice wraparound there from Tommy Gunn. The one knock on the many bombshells game, Dave, is that he doesn't shoot the ball enough. He's got such great defense. He can rally with anybody, and his return of service right up there at the top of the sport. Doesn't seem to take advantage at this point of his offensive opportunities.
That's the point. Four serves 5.
4 serves 5 first game. This is the men's quarterfinals between Tommy Little serving and his partner Dan Armijo. And here's a huge setup. Aaron Garner and Matt Steele, who hits a very hard ball.
For those scoring at home, Dave, we're way behind schedule here. Mostly due to those opening matches. This morning, it was Jenny Schmidt defeating Shabil Gallagher in 2 very close games, 21-14, 21-19, and Dave Chapman and Nadia Alvarado followed that match with a 2.5-hour duel, not including a 45-minute warm-up. So that was about 3.5 hours on court for those two gentlemen, and then it was Sean Lenning defeating Alan Garner pretty easily. To Sean's credit, Dave, he's a full-time handball player. He plays and trains every day. He's going to just about 2 tournaments a month, staying sharp and constantly improving. And you take a guy like Alan Garner, Dave, who's supremely talented, but obviously not traveling much right now. He's a full-time student. He's also recently married within the last 2 years, and his attention really hasn't been on handball. And you can see that
7 serves 4.
Sean just a little bit sharper, a little bit more convincing in there in the court today. And I think that's the big difference, Dave. You've got Sean Lenning and Alan Garner, obviously 2 of the most talented and best players in the sport, but right now it's Sean Lenning who's really dedicated himself to the game, and you can see the end result. Alan Garner's been to just 2 tournaments this year, has not had any success, went and lost in the first round, his first round, at the Tucson HBC 2 to Armando Ortiz. Got only 1 match in there. Went to the NYAC event, handled Billy O'Donnell pretty easily there, Dave, in the first round, and then lost to Dave Chapman in the second round. So really only 2 real tournament matches preparation coming into this event, and it's Sean Lenning who won the New York AC, won the Tucson HBC 2,
4 serves 8.
Lost in the LAAC Open, but had an opportunity to play against Armando Ortiz, also Marco Chavez. So Sean Lenning, very seasoned right now. Dave Vincent. And I believe that will be the difference tomorrow, as it's now Dave Chapman, who does not quite have the seasoning this season
5 serves 8
as Sean Lenning. And let's also remember, Dave, that it was Dave Chapman who played a near 3-hour match today against Nani Alvarado Jr. Really looked like he had to expend just about everything he had in the tank to win that match, and it was Sean Lenning just cruising there today. And obviously, Dave, it's Dave Chapman appearing in his 3rd consecutive USHA 4-wall singles final.
6 serves 8.
And as we both know, in the last 2 years, Dave Chapman did not look like he had too much left in the final. 2009 or 2010. Obviously, he's playing the gunner, the most dominating player in the game today.
But some could say that Sean Lenning is also dominating. Remember, at the U.S. Open, Sean Lenning practically defeated Dave Chapman with just one hand with his left arm when he took him to a tiebreaker after blowing out that shoulder of his. That was just in October. And Sean Lenning played Dave Chapman
8 serves 7.
pretty darn good. Dave, of course, goes to the finals and loses to Alan Garner.
Dave has had some problems in big finals here in the last year, 2 years. Obviously, he's the biggest winner on the American Tour right now. He's got the most wins. He's always in the finals. He's ranked #1, but we saw him drop that match to Alan Garner at the Simple Green U.S. Open. We saw him drop the NYAC Invitational Final to Sean Lenning. We've seen him drop the last 2 national finals at the USHA 4-wall Nationals.
But he did win the 3-wall national championship over Tyree Bastidas last year.
That's true.
And he also lost in the U.S. Open. He played in the finals of the doubles of the first 2 USHA 4-wall nationals after his retirement. And he's been now going into his 3rd 4-wall national championship. He's been in the finals of a lot of majors, if you look at it. Also winning Vegas.
Well, he's been in the finals of every tournament he's played. He's either won or come in 2nd. But my point, Dave, is that when Dave has had a difficult semifinal match, he has not had the fresh legs or the fresh game. You saw him in Toledo, Dave, won his semifinal match very easily there this year, went on to the finals very fresh and took apart young Tyree Bastidas. But you look at Dave Chapman at the U.S. Open this year, Dave, as you mentioned, alluded to, beating Sean Lenning in a very close tiebreaker, a long match, came back the next day, looked pretty good against Alan Garner, but ultimately coming up short. And it was last year in the national final, played Sean Lenning in the semifinals there last year, Dave. Excuse me, played Alan Garner last year in the semifinals. Pretty tough match, came back, looked pretty flat there in the final. So it's been a different Dave Chapman the day after a tough semifinal battle. And Sean really, Dave, hasn't even broken a sweat in this event. You know, he rolls through Dan Armijo yesterday. He rolls through his first-round opponent with ease here, and then today just puts it in 5th gear and goes right through the blonde bombshell. So it's Alan Garner, excuse me, Sean Lenning.
We'll take this moment so you can take a breath.
10 serves 9.
10 serves 9.
It's Sean Lenning, Dave, coming into this very, very fresh, very tuned up, and very confident. He'll also be playing doubles here later tonight, which I think he'll relish. Another opportunity to hit a few balls, get himself a little bit more in the groove.
What is Dave Chapman going to do about his doubles match coming up? He told me he was looking for another partner for Emmett Pichot.
Well, this is something that Dave Chapman has struggled with over the last couple years. He always says he doesn't want to play in the doubles because he's, concentrating on the singles, and yet he's always in there and he's always winning. I can't remember the last time he lost a doubles final. I believe it was the 2009 Toledo 3-wall Nationals, where he and Emmett played against Luis Moreno and Sean Lenning in a match that was postponed after game #1 because of rain, and they never resumed it. Both Emmett and Dave Chapman saying, hey, we're just too exhausted to continue here after a 3-hour battle in singles in the final earlier that day.
We're all together at 10.
Not sure, though, Dave, that the esteemed committee here at the USHA Nationals would allow for Emmett to take on a different partner. They are seeded #1. Should Emmett jump in there with someone of less caliber, they're not really a #1 seed. So does the USHA go ahead and allow a team that wouldn't be a #1 seed to compete in that slot? Now, if they were the #8 seed, the last seed in the draw, then sure, Emmett could pair up with whoever he wanted. But for Emmett to take on a player of your stature, for example, Dave Vincent, the Australian National Open champion, perhaps that's a #3 or 4 seeded team. Well, I certainly would have to check with the committee about that. The committee is behind closed doors right now in a soundproof
11 serves 10.
Booth.
I call it a vault. I call it the vault. I was actually asked to be that person. I mean, you look at the results, Emmett and I have a 6-1 pro lifetime record together. We have played together many times.
You actually lost, though, to Dan the Hand Armijo and Alan Garner. That was in the 2010 Y2K.
That was our loss. Before that, we were undefeated.
You did. You won a pro stop there at the Championship Series in Milwaukee. A lot of people would say that's actually not a pro stop.
11-10.
That's debatable. That slurping sound that our viewers at home hearing is you're feeding. It's #8 today.
I do 1 feeding per match. Matt Steele
12-10.
and Aaron Garner serving to Tommy Little and Dan Armijo. 12-10 is the score of first game. It's a men's quarterfinals. That was just a terrible miss hit right there. A little out of the camera view.
10 serves 12.
10 serves 12.
Nice shot from Dan the Hand, showing why he's got one of the best backball games in the sport with either hand.
11 serves 12.
11 serves 12.
I would put Dan the Hand's offhand, his left, up against some of the top pro players' strong hands in a backball competition. We actually will be having that, Dave. That's called the Zion Skills Challenge. That'll take place in December, actually of this year. That'll be at the Tucson Racket Club. Not only prizes, Dave, but also cold hard cash for the winners. There'll be a target shooting competition, a serving competition, also a how low can you hit it competition. That'll be measured by lasers.
That's actually called how low can you go?
12.
Well,
Competition.
some thought about calling it the limbo.
Think about getting the website called howlowcanyougo.com, but that URL unfortunately is taken, and I don't recommend you you type it in.
13 serves 12.
13 serves 12. Tommy Little, Dan Armijo, and I was talking to some of the other players about this matchup right here, and they go, oh, that's going to be easy. Little and Armijo is just going to blow these guys out. Well, there hasn't been anything more than a 2-point lead from either team.
14 serves 12.
I expected a very close match here. Particularly considering, Dave, the difficult, physically grueling tournament that both Tommy Little and Dan Armijo have played. And you have to remember, these guys, somewhere in the vicinity of 90 years old combined. They've both been through a couple of wars here at this event. Their younger counterparts just closer to 50 years in age combined, and also
86.
don't have the wear on their tires.
86 years old.
Okay.
For the team of Little Armijo. And look at that nice left-handed kill shot from Tommy Little.
From half of the 86-year-old team with a how low can you go 12, special. 14.
He went pretty low on that. Wow, that ball just kind of slid up.
Matt Steele really crushes that ball there with his left hand. Is it Matt Steele a left-handed player, Dave? I know you spent some time on the court with him. No?
No, he's right-handed. He has incredible power. He shoots for the bottom board, and frankly, should be a pro qualifier. But somehow he just doesn't make the trips. He has really good shots.
Well,
Very offensive.
He'll have a great opportunity, Dave, at the first race for 8 stop. That's open to anyone. A lot of people asking me, Dave, hey, you know, I'd love to play in this race for 8. It's so exciting, but I can't get in. You know, every one of those race for 8 events, Dave, with the exception of the very last, the Tour Championship, is open to anyone, and even the Tour Championship open to anyone, Dave, because all you have to do is qualify, earn points, become one of the top 8 players, and you'll be one of those invited players. But for those players at home, Dave, that want to play, and I know there's a lot of them, the first event is in October. It's the Hell of a Handball Family Bash put on by Jake Plummer and family. And I do want to accentuate family because they do such amazing work, but there will be qualifier spots open. We will invite either the top 6 or the top 8 players. We have our own committee that's in their vault right now back in Tucson, and they're crunching the numbers right now, Dave, to see if we'll be inviting 8 and qualifying 4, or potentially inviting 6 and qualifying 2, or some combination in that general vicinity. But that will be open, Dave, to all handball players, and all handball players are encouraged to enter, test your game, and race for 8.
Great commercial. In the meantime, it's a lot of defense here.
And that's what you'll have when you're in the court with the mini bombshell. He keeps the ball up high, doesn't give you many opportunities to go low. And when you do, you're usually taking a low percentage shot. He has a way, Dave, of just keeping the ball in that uncomfortable range where it's not quite an offensive opportunity. And if you go for your offensive shot, generally you're going to leave the ball up or just skip it. I look at Aaron Garner's swing, Dave, much like the new swing of Tiger Woods. Both guys built very similar. They're very muscular. Doesn't seem to have that nice flow to it that I'd like to see. And I think he loses a lot of power because he is a little bit tight. I'd like to see him get a little bit looser. I don't know if that's more of a mentality, Dave, or if that's more a stretching flexibility issue. But regardless, a very strong young man. I'd like to see him a little bit more limber, possibly. Aaron Garner, actually a huge fan and participant of MMA. Did a lot of MMA training, told me that he likes the wrestling, but not so much the full contact because he's tired of getting knocked out cold. I don't know why. Aaron Garner knows all about the ground and pound, Dave, and I'm not talking about the serve and shoot.
That ball from Matt Steele just barely makes a front wall, and a diving Dan Armijo misses it. We're all tied at 14. This match
14-14
started at 1:36 Central, Pacific time, 1:36 Pacific time. It's now 2:20 Pacific.
Oh, beautiful shot there. Incredible flat rollout. We'll take an instant replay of that shot.
We have to.
15-14.
It's going to go on to the
how low can you go? Don't go on that website. Reel.
Here's the replay.
We're going to speed it up just until we see the contact point of Matt Steele here. This is a very difficult shot here, Dave. This ball is coming down and bang.
That's with the left hand falling backwards.
Replay.
That's just a mouse.
15 serves 14.
Dug out by Armijo. Reset from Tommy Little. Another throw back to the backcourt. Aaron Garner goes for it and gets it past Tommy on the left.
(16-14).
This ties the biggest lead for any team for the whole match. Oh, that ball just hit
No, actually,
the wrong space. It looked like it hit a player, but I guess it just went right into the sidewall.
he hit that shot at about 90 degrees. That's a very difficult shot because you're trying to change the angle of the ball.
14 serve,
You have to
16.
really hit that perfectly. He caught that a little bit early.
Short ball.
Hit it parallel with himself to the side wall, nearly. Still a smooth-looking swing, though.
So is it an overswing? Is that what you call it?
I would just say his timing was a little bit off, and it's a very, very difficult shot with no room for error. He caught it just a split second early, and the ball took off straight right rather than on a diagonal plane at a 45-degree angle towards that right corner.
If you're a fan of the
16.
of great handball tournaments, the Hood River Pro-Am will feature Matt Steele and double Aaron Garner.
For those of you at home, Dave, see that name Steele up in the left-hand corner. Yes, that is the son of current USHA President Matt Steele.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me, current USHA President Mike Steele.
Oh, yes, okay. And of course, Mike Steele, this is how the 6 degrees of separation work, is the former coach of our technical advisor and filmographer, Jeff Kastner, and our statistician, Gene Kazumoto. Both went to Pacific.
And actually the current coach of the mini bombshell, Aaron Garner. So the dots are starting to connect here. The lines are being filled in.
Not the right communication in there between Tommy Little and Dan Armijo. Tommy just automatically assumed the guy on the left is going to take the ball back wall, especially when it's right down the middle. 15 serve 16. Now, I have asked you this multiple times. After you hit a shot or your opponent hits a shot, why you pick up your hands
Glove
in
change.
the court.
Check your gloves.
And Tommy Little does it a lot. He did it on that last rally. There is going to be a glove change, and this is actually about that time when one of these teams would pull away to get to that 21 spot. We're at 16-15 here in a complete battle as we approach the 1 hour mark, and we're still in the first game.
Generally, Dave, to answer your earlier question, putting your hands up almost an instinct when you're looking for some sort of hinder call. It's certainly something that I've tried to curtail.
But Tommy's not doing it in a hinder situation. He's doing it, the ball's coming to himself, and he's lifting his hands up in the air. And sometimes it's after he hits it. Sometimes he's not even involved in the play, and he's lifting up. I've seen it multiple times. You'll see it here during the doubles. I'll ask Tommy what he's doing. I don't know if he necessarily even knows why he does it. We saw Dave Chapman do it in Tucson one time, and he was spreading out, telling himself, you know, like John Bike will breathe out on a ceiling shot. This is what Dave does. He spreads out to take that ball, as you said, that's coming around the revolving door. It could squelch out to the right or come out to the left, so he was just getting his body ready for anything to happen back there. But I think this is a little different with Tommy. You're watching the 61st United States Handball Association's Four-Wall National Handball Championships live from Fridley, Minnesota, and a webcast sponsored by First Star Sports. You can up your game. New T3 technology, First Star, at firststarsports.com/WPH. Go to that right now, that URL. Check it out because they have some new WPH First Star gear on the intranet. As George Bush says, you can get there by going on the Google. The Google. firststarsports.com/WPH. My name is Dave Vincent. We have my good friend, only when the headsets are on, Dave Fink. And in the engineer's circle, it is Chris Garrad, Jeff Kastner on the camera, and Jean Kazumoto Kastner. Yes, she does hyphenate. And if I was married to Jeff, I'd be hyphenating too.
No.
She's doing the
Matt
statistician
and Aaron are
work.
coming in. Tommy skipped one in.
Tommy
16
Little
serves 15.
is the only player in the court, according to Gene, who won a handball tournament last weekend. So he's the hottest player in the event coming into the event.
17-15.
This is kind of the time, Dave, where you thought you'd see the veterans pull away.
Second man.
But a great backwall kill there from Tommy. But now it's Matt Steele with an opportunity to stretch this lead and potentially run the table here. But that's Z serves a little too short. Here's a big backwall shot here for Tommy. Great passing shot there for Tommy. Puts a lot of heat and MPHs on that drive.
15 serves 17.
15 serves 17. Again, there hasn't been anything more than a 2-point lead this late in the ball game. When was the last time you could say that, Dave?
Well, I'll have to go through Jean's notebook and let you know. Those are just some of the stats that she keeps throughout each match.
It's also her diary, so we have to make sure we're on the right pages.
15 serves 17.
15 serves 17. Some stuff there that you probably don't want to read.
Hard not to, though.
She has good penmanship, I can tell you that. Very studious.
She has mostly good things to say about her husband also, and I do say mostly.
Well, you must not have read the page I read.
Well,
let's just move on to the game. That ball hit.
Point. Check it.
I believe that ball hit Matt Steele, maybe in the face from his own doubles partner. It came off of double Aaron's hand right into the face of Matt Steele.
17 serves 17.
17 to 17. As we lost court audio. Now we're back.
Eighteen serves 17. Short. Second serve.
You have to favor the server in doubles, Dave.
Side out.
Leading 18-17, of course, as soon as I say that, we see a double fault from the veteran, Tommy Little, which is hard to believe. Now it's Aaron Garner coming in, trailing 17-18, but with a first serve. You have to feel good about your chances.
17 serves 18.
In this spot, if you're Team Pacific Northwest Multnomah Athletic Club. The hand's been pretty quiet in there, Dave. You almost feel like Tommy Little's hitting about 95% of the shots. The hand stuck on that right wall for much of this match. And there's Tommy digging that shot out.
Well, it's not a place Danny has ever really played. When he plays with Jim Garner, he's the left guy.
Second man.
You see Danny, that was a 27-shot rally. Danny didn't touch the ball.
17 serves 18.
17 serves 18. I played against Matt Steele at a Pro-Am tournament one time. He and I were the pros. And that tells you how weak the draw was. But he was very difficult to overcome. Very difficult to play. Because he's always putting pressure on. And he has good, solid shots. Hits the ball really hard.
Side out.
Very fortunate break there. A three-ball shot catches the left side wall about an inch high and just rolls out.
Score is 18-17. This is the first game, men's quarterfinals.
Very good double serve there from Dan Armijo. A very hard Z serve.
19 serves 17.
19-17 now. This is back to that 2-point lead.
Second man.
A nice rollout kill right there from Matt Steele.
19 serve 17.
See how Tommy lifted his hand there after that serve? What does that mean? I don't get it. That ball was going up. It's not like the ball broke. That ball was going up to the front wall in a wraparound.
Now Danny over on the left side, and that can be tough, Dave, when you've been on the right the entire match. You really haven't touched the ball with your left hand. All of a sudden you're under pressure in the left corner with your left hand. And you can see right now, Dave, that Danny Armijo is not even really broken a sweat. He's still cold in there because he hasn't hit many balls.
This can be put down right here. Alan Garner's brother, Aaron, pushes that ball right past Dan Armijo.
And you know how tough that can be, Dave, when you're stuck on that right side. You haven't really been able to get yourself into the game. You see all three players, with the exception of Dan Armijo, very, very sweaty. You know, their shirts are drenched, and Dan Armijo just really hasn't gotten himself involved here.
For a guy like Vince Munoz and Marco Chavez, there is no right and left, so those guys can adapt pretty easy on having to make switches front or back. But when you're playing on that right side, it's sort of like being a third baseman in baseball and then going over to first base, or actually more like being at first going over to third. Just the whole perspective of the play is completely different. If you walk in to a baseball field and you play third base all day.
Armijo served the hook to you.
We're going to listen here on this discussion, but I would think Danny, who's a little bit tight here today, would want to get himself involved, get that adrenaline going, get a sweat going. They're arguing now about whose serve it is.
Well, it'd be nice to go back to the replay at the beginning of that, and we'll find out right here on the replay who served first. Go back to the beginning. It was Tommy Little, it looked like it was serving.
If we had Ashley Moeller, Dave, on the wireless mic, which she isn't, she would be able to relay who actually did serve there.
I'm looking at the instant replay here. I see Tommy Little serving the ball on the replay.
17 serves 19.
So that was actually a hinder? The call there was a hinder? Okay. So if it was a side out, then Team Garner should be serving because Tommy Little was the second server. So they did get the call right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I take it. I looked at the replay and an alternative monitor behind us in the booth, so there is no controversy here. Players may think there is.
Tommy disgusted with himself there, but not a terrible shot.
I think Aaron Garner and Matt Steele are showing everybody that they can compete.
Tommy with the inside-out fist pass. And as you know, Dave, when you hit that right fist inside out, it really rides that right side wall. Excellent Z serve there from Matt Steele. Here's a big setup. Let's see what he does here. Hits a nice shot, but Dan Armijo in a great position. Fights it off and re-kills. Oftentimes, Dave, I think the hardest shot to kill in doubles is the back wall setup because you've got one person right up there, right in your favorite hitting area. And if that ball is not flat killed, a lot of times it'll be re-killed.
We have now hit the 1 hour mark, and Dan Armijo and Tommy Little do it right at 60 minutes. 21-18 is the score of first game. We're going to take a timeout. 5 minutes, in fact, and then we'll be back with game number 2 between Tom Little, Dan Armijo, Matt Steele, and Aaron Garner. Stick with us at race48.com.
Working and working out takes a lot of energy. That's why I drink Zenergy. Feeling fantastic and looking good has never been easier. Science, extreme science for your active lifestyle.
For 20 years, the Inner City Handball Association has educated, mentored, and served young people through handball. Young people that participate in the Inner City Handball Association programs have a high graduation rate from high school and continue on to college. Inner City Handball teams are good athletes, good students, and good ambassadors for the sport of handball. We need your help to continue our work. Inner City Handball Association is a registered 501c3 tax-exempt charity. Please donate today. Thank you.
Armijo and Little serving first.
And we are back live from Fridley, Minnesota for the First Star Sports WPH webcast coverage of the Four-Wall National Handball Championships. This beginning of game number 2 has been brought to you by Gilmer and Associates when it comes to mineral rights consulting and the due diligence required for land acquisitions. Gilmer and Associates are the experts to call. Based out of Midland, Texas. You can contact them by getting a hold of one of their top execs, Mark Gilmer, at markgilmer@msn.com. That's Gilmer at msn.com. Gilmer and Associates there from the very beginning, supporting
0 serves 0.
our innovation. Score here is 0 serve 0. That looked like it was short, no call. In the booth with me, we have the Hatch, Rick Hatcher.
Greetings. Nice shot.
You see how Tommy thought that ball was short, and he lifted his hand during the beginning of that rally, and all of a sudden he got amnesia. No more short.
1 serve 0.
1 serve 0. Referee is Nelson Quintero.
One serve 0.
See Dan Armijo, Rick, is really letting Tommy do most of the work.
Side out.
AKA Gilligan. Dan's the rubber band man.
0 serves 1.
We call him Little Buddy because of his resemblance to Gilligan.
Second man.
My son thinks he looks like Shaggy, Scooby-Doo.
Don't worry, Tommy. I will
0
hit this
serves
ball. 1. Now, if Tommy could do an impersonation of Scooby-Doo, it would be perfect. Huh? You gonna hit
1
a ball?
serves 1.
Score is 1-1.
That was good. That was good. Nice
Side
shot.
out.
Nice shot, Dan.
Dan looks down, sees that his 1953 sneakers back when he was only 20
You want to replay that one?
are undone.
The secret to Dan's success at this advanced age is that he does an hour of stretching in a sauna every morning. Every morning.
1 serves 1.
1 serves 1. He doesn't go to bed until the mornings. It's not when he wakes up, it's when before he goes to sleep.
That's beside the point.
2 serves 1.
2 serves 1.
Three serves 1.
Score now is 3-1.
Second man.
Steele
3 serves 1.
Steele shows some good hands there on the right side.
Alan Garner's brother, Aaron. That ball could be an avoidable.
Check it.
No call from the referee. When you see a player streaking across and they get hit with the ball off the back wall,
3 serves 1.
referees sometimes say, oh, they're trying to get out of the way. But the bottom line is, Rick, they still got hit by the ball.
That's intent has nothing to do with avoidables.
That's one of the most common mistakes when it comes to avoidable hinders, that a referee says, oh, he didn't
4
mean
serves
to.
1.
He was trying to get out of your way.
Tommy Little
5
serving.
serves 1. Side out.
Tommy's trying to put a little reverse there. It didn't quite straighten out enough for him down the left.
1 serves 5.
Score is 1-5 on the scoreboard that is powered by Zions. You can find them online at Zions.com.
That's some great stuff. Healthy drink. No added sugars, all natural, vitamins, good stuff.
2 serves 5.
They have a sports drink. They have supplements. They're also the official sports drink of the UFC. And they teach you how to live a better life, which is kind of then entering the lifestyle
3
organization
serves 5.
that isn't just about selling a product. They want to sell it to people that are committed to making a difference with their own bodies and other people's bodies. It becomes more like a sports marketing firm and a life coach.
It is a lifestyle. I support that. I think that's a good thing.
4 serves 5.
Score is 4-5. That's double Aaron serving to Tommy Little. They call him Dan the Hand because he gets his hand on everything, he says. He also said that Dan, D-A-N, is the first 3 letters of the word dangerous.
That's true.
That's a quote from Dan Armijo.
4 serves 5.
Dan also gave himself that nickname, so that tells you a little something about Dan also.
Second man.
This is son
4
of
serves 5.
USHA president Mike Steele, Matt Steele serving. And he is a good player. At one point we thought he was going to qualify and go on the pro tour. He was that good. And he's still very solid. If he's not in the finals of the state championships, he gave the person who won one heck of a show prior to it, because he's always right there.
First time I've
the
had the opportunity to see him. Got really good hands.
Score is 6-5. Both of those two on the court right here were in the finals of the state championships in Oregon.
Okay.
In fact.
Oh.
Second man.
It's a miss hit from Tommy Little.
5 serves 6.
Tommy Little is so underrated, Rick, that he's one of those guys that always gets the missed opportunities when products come along and sponsors are looking for players to promote their products. Tommy Little is the guy that nobody ever really looks at.
5
and he's
serves 6.
so underrated that he really should be the first one. He's the nicest guy in the business. The next big thing that comes up, Tommy Little has to be the guy. I'm just throwing it out there. I know you know people.
He's a good guy. I think it's all an act, but he does a good job of it.
6 serves
and
5.
I'm just kidding.
I know you act the other way.
I'm just kidding.
Dan Armijo gets down for that one.
Second man. 6 serves 5.
6 serves 5.
Nice shot. Yeah, Matt's got really soft hands. He's got good
7
hands.
serves 5.
Soft hands and a heavy ball. He actually knows how to play the game. That's, you see some of these players that are on the fringe, and they're there because they have 1 or 2 shots, but Matt actually knows strategy.
8 serves 5.
8 serves 5.
That's key in doubles. You can get away with being a banger in singles. In doubles, it'll catch up with you.
Replay.
There's a slight hinder. Contact, actually, when Aaron swept through Tommy Little.
8 serves 5.
8 serves 5. This is game number 2 after Tommy and Armijo win the first one 21-19.
It looks like everybody's got a little more pep in their step today. We've actually got sunshine
9
outside
serves
for the
5.
first time since we pulled in on the airplane 4 days ago. So everybody's a little happier today.
Well, if we had moonshine, they would have been happier yesterday. That's 2 mishits now from Tom Little.
He's not stepping into it. He's
10 serves 5.
flat-footed.
10 serves 5.
And a shot.
Five serves 10.
5 serves 10. There's a huge setup right here. And you don't give setups to a Garners because they'll do that to you.
That was a
Second
good,
man.
smart shot. Drove it at his feet. As Dave Fink was alluding to last game, it's
5 serves 10.
really difficult to put a ball down in doubles.
We want to welcome in those that are watching in the Lifetime Fitness cafeteria and viewing center. Now joining in on the broadcast.
6 serves 10.
6 serves 10, as they can hear audio and watch video.
It actually looks more like a lounge from the old Dean Martin hour on TV. It's very quaint and kind of seductive in there. It's got this dark leather couches. And
I wasn't sure if I was supposed to watch handball or smoke a cigar. Tommy Little flips that back to the front wall. Double Aaron tries to go for the kill shot, dug out by Dan Armijo. And
Matt Steele reminds me of another player, Chris Watkins. Similar style and look.
Side out.
Matt Steele is, I believe,
10
Hawaiian.
serves 6.
10 serves 6. Chris Watkins is part Bulldog, so they are unrelated.
He trains with Naughty,
Replay.
John Bike, John Robles in the high desert.
Naughty Senior, Al Moore.
Al Moore.
10 serves 6.
10 serves 6. This is the second game of the men's quarterfinals pro doubles between double Aaron Garner and Matt Steele, Tommy Little, Dan the Hand Armijo.
Oh.
Referee's just letting these guys play through this.
So that's good. That's good.
You see no complaints, though, from Tommy Little.
11 serves 6.
At the higher level, they really don't. They don't want play to stop. They'll take the shot if they've got an inch. That's what they want.
That's the great thing about doubles. Tommy has a setup.
Oh.
Dave Steinberg would have called that an avoidable hinder. During that Dave Chapman, Nadi Alvarado match where he called 6 in one match.
Seriously.
That breaks a record.
11 serves 6.
Oddly enough, Dave Steinberg walked by right when I said that. I made it seem like I said it while he was here, but I really didn't know. A nice kill shot there from Aaron Garner. His mom, Dr. Allison Garner, back home in San Antonio, Texas, watching. Aaron from San Antonio, but he moved to Portland. And now he works there after going to college at Mike Steele's program.
Nice shot.
PSU.
Nice shot. Nice pinch in the left corner.
I mean, University of Pacific. Sorry, I
13
said it wrong.
serve 6. Second man.
Nice back wall. Danny's deadly off that back.
13 serve 6.
13 serve 6. That ball right into the back of Dan Armijo.
That could have been an avoidable at Dave Steinberg being roughing.
13 serve 6.
I don't know about that. 13-6, second game. Tommy and Armijo won the first one.
Dan Armijo truly is remarkable. I mean, he's 49 years old, playing at a professional level still. Been playing for
6 serves 13.
30 years at that level. It's amazing.
The score is 13-6. These courts are already 2 hours behind.
Second man.
And if this goes tiebreaker, it's going to make it even worse.
6-13.
It's 5 o'clock Central, and this match is supposed to start at 3 o'clock Central.
Looks like we better get some cots out. We're going to be here a while.
7 serves 13.
7 serves 13.
Thirteen serves 7.
Nice retrieve by Tommy Little there. Back wall. Nice dig. It's a good volley. There's, oh.
Tommy just misses that ball on the front wall. Now, Team Garner Steele is edging away.
14 serves 7.
14 serves 7.
Comfortable lead. In doubles, I wouldn't call that commanding.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Second man.
14-7 is a big lead. You have to think about the only time there was a 3-point lead in the first game was when the final point was scored. They stayed within 2 points the whole part of that match. Definitely part of that game.
15 serves 7.
15 serves 7.
I'm going to go out on a limb and predict Little Armijo are going to come back and make a run here. Just a prediction, but I see him taking the lead.
7 serves 15.
7 serves 15. Armijo in the box, serving with his left hand. His back wall kill shot is still amazing.
It's automatic.
8 serves 15. Eight serves 15.
8 serves 15.
Oh, that was a hard angled shot.
Double bounce called on himself.
Nine serves 15. Serves 9.
Well, they got 2 of them back there. Good serve, weak return, back wall kill. Textbook. Very nice.
16 serves 9.
I think the team of Armijo Little should be calling a timeout
17
here.
serves 9.
They look a little tired. That's 2 in a row.
18 serves 9.
18 serves 9.
2 in a row by Tommy Little. The frankly very tired shots. They're making my prediction look bad.
19 serves 9.
Oh, nice shot right there from double Aaron. Underhand paddle. Swoop is what I call that.
Very nice. Nice touch.
Game point serves 9.
Here it is, a chance to go to the breaker to enter the semifinals.
That was an interesting attempt of return by Dan Armijo, and that's it.
21-9, force a tiebreaker. We're going to take a quick timeout after a couple words here. We want to thank the Yes to Kids Foundation, enriching the lives of area handball players and brightening kids and their lives as they bring them into the game. Disgruntled neighborhoods, plus some real valuable people in the community, and a desire to get them on the handball court with the intent of making them better people equals what the Yes to Kids Foundation is all about. It's very nice to have the Yes to Kids at each one of these tournaments and those behind it that help make the difference. Contact Fred Lewis at Handball Fred. Actually, it's HBALL, HBallFred at COX.net. HBallFred at Cox.net. And possibly donate or ask him how to start a handball program in your area. Fred has the book. He wrote the manual. Get a hold of Fred Lewis or Abraham Montijo on Facebook. Both are there. And ask them about the Yes to Kids program. Simply Thankful at simplythankful.com. They will do your printing needs for your business or your home personal use, for cups or your interior decor or a promotion that you might have. They will simply be really good associates for you, I guess you would say. I mean, you've talked to us, Rick, about using Simply Thankful for stationery and other items around the office.
Any specialty products, anything you can think of. Mugs, pens,
I was thinking
towels.
about the back of my computer having the WPH logo. They could create something for me, right? Like maybe a sticker I can stick on there?
You name it, they can do it. Anything.
Anything. Can they wrap my car? Put a wrap,
Actually,
logo wrap.
They could.
I would say so. Simplythankful.com, big sponsor of the live webcast, and San Antonio Handball Club, much like the Yes to Kids Foundation. They support youth programs. They support the local players. They are raising money to build 3-wall courts. San Antonio Handball Association, huge sponsor of the live webcast. And, of course, First Star Sports, where you can up your game. The new T3 technology is available. firststarsports.com/WPH.
Good stuff. I wore it today. T3. I loved it.
In fact, we are both wearing it today. And if we can take that shot of the, look at this. Huh? That's one right here? Huh? Right here? See this one over here? Huh? Huh? First Star Sports. Over there. We got that there. Everybody in the booth is wearing First Star Sports. This right here, Rick Hatcher.
That's right. Even the little man in the back's got First Star on.
Oh, look, right there. Right there. See it? Right there. First Star Sports, you can up your game with T3 technology. And, Rick, you can go online and buy products that have the WPH logo on them and check out their wares.
firststarsports.com/WPH.
I want to thank them for the instant replays, player interviews, along with Tucson Rolling Shutters, and all of the sponsors that have helped make this a memorable 61st United States Handball Association 4-Wall National Championships. We're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be back in just a few. Speaking of First Star.
Working and working out takes a lot of energy. That's why I drink Zenergy. Feeling fantastic and looking good has never been easier. Science, extreme science for your active lifestyle.
For 20 years, the Inner City Handball Association has educated, mentored, and served young people through handball. Young people that participate in the Inner City Handball Association programs have a high graduation rate from high school and continue on to college. Inner City Handball teams are good athletes, good students, and good ambassadors for the sport of handball. We need your help to continue our work. Inner City Handball Association is a registered 501c3 tax-exempt charity. Please donate today. Thank you.
Okay, Garner and Steele are serving. Good luck, guys. Zero serves zero.
And we are back for game number 3, tiebreaker between
Side
Aaron
out.
Garner and his partner, Matt Steele, versus Tommy Little and Dan Armijo. Score is 0-0.
Zero serves zero.
Lopsided win in game number 2 for
Second man.
Aaron Garner and Matt Steele. Very surprising after watching game number 1, Dave, where there
Zero
was no
serves
lead
zero.
greater than 3 points at any point in the game. In fact, the biggest lead in game number 1 was Tommy Little and Dan Armijo scoring the 21st point to make it 21-18.
There's a kill shot.
One serves zero.
1 serve 0.
Short ball. Second serve.
You see Tommy Little, Dave, wearing his WPH Pro jersey. He earned that by
Side out.
being in the top 12 in the rankings and being invited to one of
Zero
the
serves
WPH
one.
Pro stops. That happened to be the Tucson HBC 2 this April. Aaron catches that left side crack,
One serves one.
ties the score at 1. Excellent double serve there from Aaron Garner, that deep left crack. And Aaron goes on offense there, and Dan the hand's there to pick it up. Beautiful back wall kill, and Dan Armijo has his hand under it. There's a big setup. That doesn't look like much, that 3-wall flip there from Aaron Garner, Dave, but it takes a lot of strength.
But then what his opponents have to do, they're all backtracking to try to figure out how to get to the ball. And you saw that terrible return from Armijo, which led to that rollout up there.
Well, that was
Two serves one.
a tough shot that Aaron Garner just executed there.
Second man.
I got to play against Aaron Garner about a year ago, and I could not
serves
believe
one.
just how powerful he was. It was like a hidden strength.
He hits what you'd call a heavy ball. It doesn't look that hard, but it really pushes you back.
He's just unorthodox in there, so you don't think you just think something's different
Three
going
serves
on with
one.
him, and next thing you know, the ball comes out like a laser.
Aaron's one of these guys, Dave, that's been playing and been around handball his whole life, and he's got a tremendous feel for the court. A little bit of a miscommunication there, Dave, but you know these kind of players, they've been on the court their entire life, and he always knows where to be.
Four serves one.
He's got those sort of in-between shots that can reset the rallies. And that's a lot of times the toughest thing to teach people, Dave, because you don't always get the ball with a automatic shot to the ceiling or a right
Side out.
corner rollout. A lot of times that ball's in that in-between range, Dave, and you have to be able to adjust to it.
One serves 4.
Dan Armijo not turning fully through that shot there. Comes up a little bit short there.
One serves 4.
We're here in the tiebreaker, 1-4.
Nice get there from Aaron Garner. You see how he stays with that ball. There's a setup for Aaron. He'll take this with his left, and that ball just squelches out there. Poorly played from Dan Armijo here, but his partner with a setup. And it's a beautiful shot, recognizing Aaron Garner hanging back there.
Two serves 4.
2 serves 4. This is a
Short
breaker
ball.
going to 11.
Second serve.
I guarantee you, I talked to 9 people, and all 9 said that Tommy Little and Dan Armijo would win this.
Well, you didn't talk to the 10th because I have Aaron Garner and Matt Steele in my suicide pool.
If I would have talked to the 10th, I'd still have 10%.
That's true, but you wouldn't have a unanimous consensus. You'd have a vast majority. I actually have that in the WPH suicide office.
Hey, there's a couple
pool.
of blood spots on the floor. You got one here. You got one in front of the short line. Just wipe it up. I think Armijo, you're bleeding on your knee.
And Nelson apparently thinking this is the NBA where play can't continue
Over here.
if someone's bleeding. And that's some great camera work there from Jean Casimoto Kastner. She directs her husband, as she does at home as well.
Dan's just afraid that somebody's going to test that blood.
Huh.
2-4, tiebreaker. We're going to 11, and this is a chance at advancing to the semifinals of a Pro National Double Championship. You heard Dan Armijo say, let's win this.
Dan Armijo goes into clampdown
4
mode
serves
in
2.
doubles.
4 serves 2.
Big setup here for Aaron. And that ball just
Second
merges
man.
with the sidewall as he's trying to swing. And unfortunate break there for Aaron, but also doesn't play
4
that very
serves
well.
2.
Doesn't recognize that ball merging into the sidewall. And you see Matt Steele off his back foot there. Skips it. Even if he makes that shot, Dave, it's very difficult to win
2 serves
rallies and
4.
doubles, killing the ball off your back foot because you've got 2 guys in front of you. Generally, that ball does not stay down off the back foot. And just as I say that, it's Dan Armijo falling back. Aaron Garner and Matt Steele hanging way too far back there.
3 serves 4.
Both guys behind the restraining line, with Dan Armijo hitting the ball in his power zone.
Good serve from Dan. Everybody's standing really flat-footed out there.
Looks like the first point of the match here. These guys just
Second
looking
man.
like they're trying to warm up, but it's deep in this third game. We've been on court for nearly 2 hours.
3 serves 4.
Score here is 3-4.
Great crack serve there from Tommy, and that's his best serve.
4
That
serves 4.
slider down the right that will catch the crack.
Ooh, and if it
now
doesn't do that, that's what it does right there.
It's consecutive aces for
5
Tommy
serves
Little.
4.
See Tommy lift his hand there? Maybe it's in defense of getting hit by the ball. See, he lifts it. Now I think I know why Tom does that.
I actually keep missing it.
He did it twice in a row. This can be a setup for Aaron Garner, who puts that ball into the corner and gets the side out after Tommy Little and Dan Armijo take the lead finally after a 2-4 start, a 5-4 finish. Score is tied at 5.
5 serves 5.
This is really anybody's ball game now. Dan Armijo shows why he's got one of the most consistent back wall kills in the game.
5 serves 5.
5-5.
Side out. Five serves 5.
5 serves 5. Dan Armijo serving. Be a setup for Tommy.
Great shot from Tommy with the left. And another great shot with the left. Tommy actually overpowering Aaron Garner with 2 left-hand drives there, Dave.
6 serves 5.
We apologize for not being able to use that wide camera angle, but it's Jim London who's right in our shot, and Tommy Little shanking that back wall setup right into the floor.
Tommy just told Dan to get over to the
6
right.
serves 5.
Because I'm going to serve right in front of you. Going for that crack. Look at that, nice shot right there. It looks very unorthodox, Dave, but he hits it so well.
5 serves 6.
5 serves 6.
His hand's actually not facing the ground like you see a lot of players, Dave. He's actually has his hand up by his ear with his elbow bent, and then he comes in.
5 serves 6.
5 serves 6.
Tommy fights that off well.
Ball break.
And Matt Steele actually flat kills that shot, and the ball breaks on the front wall.
I mean, that was from up there. That ties the game, but the ball breaks. And now you can hear the can reopening as we get ball number 2 into this court.
That actually sounded like Dan Armijo after his matches cracking open a beer. He's been known to have a few.
Real solutions, real people. AIW's mission is to be the leader in delivering innovative communication solutions with creative value for their clients, employees, the community, and shareholders without compromising their values. Proud sponsor of the 2012 Australian National Handball Championships over the long weekend in June in Melbourne, Australia. www.aiwprinting.com. You've been to Australia, so have I. It's a great place to go on vacation. Play some handball.
It really depends on where you stay. Determines how great of a vacation you're going to have.
But our sponsor is the leading sponsor of that tournament, and they want to get more participation. I don't blame them.
And what is it that this sponsor does? The printing company?
They print.
Okay. So can I have business cards printed there?
Absolutely.
Okay. How about my notes from the Tucson HB2 Classic?
6 serves 6.
Printed
my
there.
game notes.
Printed there.
Printed there.
Absolutely. Okay. Oh, Tommy just rolls that in the corner. That was a real needle that he had to thread to get it in that spot. And he took the chance at 6-6 and a breaker. And here it is, another shoe tie from Dan Armijo. You're watching the men's quarterfinals between Dan Armijo, his partner, Tommy Little, and Aaron Garner and Matt Steele from Portland, Oregon.
6 serves 6.
Dan Armijo's from New Mexico, but he lives in Rotan.
Second man.
He actually splits time between the two. Spends about 6 months a year in Rotan. He has 7 units down there.
6 serve 6.
So if you're interested in a Central American vacation, make sure you give Dan the Hand a shout. He won't return your call or your email.
6.
But at least you tried.
Replay.
Good call from the ref. Rotana's, or as you say it, Rotan, and his nickname Rotan Dan, is near Quintana Roo, the Yucatan Peninsula, in the Mayan Riviera of South America, Mexico. It's out in the waters out there.
They're actually considering renaming it Rodan.
7 serve 6.
Perhaps Rohand. He's become quite the local celebrity down there. They really do appreciate their handball in Rotan. And how can you not appreciate the 50-year-old legend, Dan the Hand Armijo?
Now Aaron is
6
serving.
serve 7.
6 serve 7. After that strange bounce off the back wall. Lost our court sounds. We apologize. We'll
Second
get 'em
man.
back. Now we can't hear the ball bounce or the players yell at themselves.
6 serve 7.
6 serve 7, second man, going to 11.
Matt Steele with a beautiful rollout there. Created great spacing there. Perfect timing.
This match
7
started
serve 7.
at 1:36 Pacific time, 3:36 Central, and we're at 3:36 Pacific now. That's getting close to that, actually. Almost a 2-hour match.
And there's the shot you're talking about, Dave. He'll shoot the ball from anywhere with either hand, Matt Steele. Shot both of those balls from the deep court.
Reap.
Referee called reap.
He did call a reap.
I called a replay.
Probably the right call there.
7 serve 7.
The first. Here's a huge setup down the middle.
Not really a huge setup. Beautiful shot from Matt Steele, and now it's Matt Steele really heating up in there. He's ended the last 2 rallies with
8
beautiful
serve 7.
rollouts.
Score is 8-7. Make it 9-7.
Very awkward air there from Tommy Little. You don't see a player at his level making that kind of mental
9
mistake.
serve 7.
Trying to short hop a very hard Z serve. And so surprised he didn't let that come off the back wall. And our scoreboard's back up here thanks to Zions. And a little bit of a miss hit there, and that's a hinder.
Replay, replay, replay.
Good call. Late call, but the right call.
Score is 9-7 in favor of Matt Steele and Aaron Garner here in the tiebreaker as we are watching the
9
men's
serve 7.
quarterfinals. Winner goes to the semis in the pro division.
Big group here, Dave, from the Multnomah Athletic Club, and they said, hey, these guys have been dominating the Pacific Northwest. We don't know anyone that can beat them. Well, so far here at the Nationals, it looks like
nobody can.
They're on their way to advancing to the national semifinal.
Match point serve 7.
You heard that. Match point serve 7.
Side out.
Awkward play there, Dave. Looked like a little bit of confusion there as to who was going to hit that shot, Matt or Aaron. Neither of them really did.
7 serves 10.
And a great back wall
Second
modified whip swing kill from the mini bombshell, Aaron Garner.
7 serves 10.
Clutch shot there, Dave, and you know it's important to get that first server down without scoring any points when you're receiving at 7-10.
Short.
You feel a lot more confident. You know you have a little bit more room. Even if the second server does come in and score a point or two, you know if you get him down, you're in with 2 serves to win the match.
Okay, 2 serves. 7 serves 10.
Nice defensive play there on the wall. That ball just ate up Matt Steele on the way over to Aaron Garner, and you know you've been in that position before. It's very frustrating as a doubles partner. Now the score is
8 serves 10.
8-10. Armijo little serving. First one to 11 goes to the semis.
Replay, contact.
This match really could go either way at this point, Dave. You have to favor the boys from the Pacific Northwest because they are
8
at
serves
10. They'll have 2 serves should they get Tommy Little down here. And Matt Steele looked a little bit tight on that return. I think fortunate to catch Dan Armijo on the way in. That would have been a big setup for
10.
Tommy Little with his right hand.
Short ball.
Tommy really isolating Matt Steele on the serve.
Second serve.
Hitting those lasers down the right. And that's a pretty good Z serve. Aaron wraps it. That ball comes slightly off the back wall. Tommy goes for it. And Tommy hits the left-handed kill. A beautiful shot. Now, this is why we watch.
Yeah.
9 serves 10.
I'm starting to get a little intense in here.
Short.
I'd say a lot more than a little.
It's going to be a second serve, and Tommy's second serve is a Z.
Second serve.
We'll see if Aaron Garner takes this as well, and he does. Had a good look at a shot
Tommy
there.
missed it.
Tommy Little just didn't catch that on the right part of his fist. He actually caught that on his fingers rather than in
Match
the
point,
cuticles
serves
there,
9.
Dave. And now it's 2 serves. 2 servers for Aaron Garner and Matt Steele to win this match.
And he missed it, and there they go. Semifinals for Matt Steele and double Aaron. Aaron Garner, 11-9.
Hard to believe there that Dan Armijo missing that shot, Dave. Point blank range, just about 5 feet from the front wall. He took it well, but it's a slight upset, I would say. Was predicted by yours truly. And if what you said, Dave, was true, that all 9 people in the suicide poll picked Tommy Little and Dan Armijo, then I'm the last player remaining in that pool.
You actually fare out more than the others do because of that ratio.
And I actually had myself losing in the doubles, so I am still alive.
Yeah, because you can't technically put your name into the square if you're in the tournament in that
actually
division.
you can, and I predicted my opponents to win that match, which they did, which keeps me alive.
Well, you are alive now in the office pool, which is interesting. But here, 11-9 win for Matt Steele and Aaron Garner. We're going to say goodbye for just a few minutes as we get ready for the next doubles match, which looks like it's going to be Armando Ortiz and his partner, Sean Linning. And Isaac Acosta playing with Chris Roberts. Is that what I'm seeing?
Should be a very good match.
Okay, well, that's coming up next. Here in Fridley, Minnesota for the Four-Wall National Handball Championships provided by the United States Handball Association. And this webcast, courtesy of First Star Sports and the WPH. For Chris Grad, Jeff Castor, Gene Cosimoto, Ashley Moeller, Rick Hatcher, and Dave Fink, my name is Dave Vincent. We'll be back in just a bit. Stick with us.
Working and working out takes a lot of energy. That's why I drink Zenergy. Feeling fantastic and looking good has never been easier. Zions, extreme science for your active lifestyle.
For 20 years, the Inner City Handball Association has educated, mentored, and served young people through handball. Young people that participate in the Inner City Handball Association programs have a high graduation rate from high school and continue on to college. Inner City Handball teens are good athletes, good students, and good ambassadors for the sport of handball. We need your help to continue our work. Inner City Handball Association is a registered 501c3 tax-exempt charity. Please donate today. Thank you.